Welcome, everybody. My name is Stuart Cohn, Chief Motivation Officer and founder of Group Bootcamp. I'm glad you're here today. Today's webinar is going to be short and sweet, and I think really powerful. I always like to start off with the price. This is actually what I teach in Bootcamp. I promise you there'll be great content. I'll tell you a lot about Bootcamp in just a moment. But just like when you're going to make a presentation to a group, and if you wait for the very end to say how much it is, well, guess what everybody's going to do? They're going to sit there waiting and waiting and waiting because they really want to know what the price is, and they may be giving you half an ear, half attention. So I'm just letting you know up front, in case you didn't know, it's $600 for a full year membership, going up to $699 May 1st. And if you do have a staff of people, other people in your office that you need to be on the same page with, that need to learn the same information you are, they need to have their own unique username and login so they can also participate in the coaching sessions, which I'll tell you about in a second. And that's only $100 for an extra staff add-on. Now, you know, it's interesting. You may be thinking, wow, that's a lot of money. Can I swing it? And I understand that. I respect that. I tried to make it one of the lowest price training programs in the industry. Others are thousands. And you could be thinking, wow, why is it so cheap? Is it not good because it's so cheap? Well, that couldn't be further from the truth. If you know me or don't know me, I've been training in this fabulous industry for almost 30 years. I have a lot of travel agent friends out there, a lot. And I decided, rather than to price it thousands of dollars and have half as many people be able to afford it and come in, I price it really what I think is very inexpensive compared to some other programs out there, not just groups, just in general, and make it very, very affordable, because I'd rather you be in and I'd rather sell a ton more. It's not about selling, it's about helping more agents master the group business. So, quick start off of what Bootcamp is not. We're not a club, we're not a network, we're not a consortium, we're not a franchise, we're not a host. You remain independent. No bookings come through me. I'm not a traveler. I'm not registered with any host or consortia, this kind of stuff. There's no advertising from any supplier or host or consortia in Bootcamp or franchise. This is pure, this is pretty, and it's very simple. And right now in Bootcamp, we have agents who are members of probably dozens of different organizations. That's not what we are. Number, we're not an event requiring travel. You don't have to get on an airplane or a bus or drive or be here. Everything is online. So whether you're working from home, in an office, or you travel, it doesn't make a difference. You will have anytime, all the time access as long as you have a computer. Next, it's a program that does not start on my timeline. You know, a lot of times we think the training programs start on a specific date and oops, I missed that date, or oops, I can't start on that date. The good news is it starts when you want. It's actually built to be most convenient for you. So if you want to start today, I'll get you your username and login today. If you want to start in 11 days from now, we could do that too. Next, it's not layers of calendar crushing webinars. That's the last thing you need to do to tie up your schedule, is more webinars. All the modules, all the training is already loaded up online. It took me a year to produce these video modules, the special report PDFs. It's there for you all the time, anytime. However, we do have a couple of live events that you can attend, as many as you possibly can. So we're not just advanced online training modules only. You have direct access to me, to business coaching, just about every other week. It's called the Ask Stuart Hour, and it's phenomenal. There's nothing else like it in the industry today, because you know what? I'm not going to spoil it. I will tell you about it in a minute. I just wanted you to know that it's not just online training, that you do have direct access to me for help. Next, it's not the same old tired strategies that suppliers have taught us for years. I know it because I was a supplier for half my career. Everything in Bootcamp is very, very new and very, very different. And sometimes you scratch your head saying, huh? Is that the new way? And I'll tell you, yeah, it is. Because this stuff is not based on theory, my friends. Because I spent so much time on the supplier side and on consortia side and sides of the fence that gave me an opportunity to see what it's like behind the scenes on the supplier side and work with the biggest group producers in the industry, and then work on the consortia side where I dealt with thousands and thousands of travel professionals so I can see what worked and what didn't work. I bring you the best methods that I know work, not theories. Not only that, but I do it. A lot of people say, well, you're not actually booking groups. Well, the truth is yes. Now, I'm not a travel agent, but I actually have my own personal partial ship charter of a river cruise ship. It's coming up in a couple of weeks, actually. And I shared the steps with everybody in boot camp, step by step by step. I did everything I teach. I practiced what I preached. And you can see that too. I want you to see how it works and that it really works. As soon as you start boot camp, you will have access to week 1. 7 days later, access to week 2. 7 days later, week 3. 7 days later, week 4. Because if I let you in boot camp and you had access to everything all at once, you would freak out because there's so much material you wouldn't know where to start. So there's a wonderful flow to it. And I'll give you details about what happens in each week in just a minute. So that's the way that rolls out. And after the 4-week period, guess what? You can toggle back and forth. You can access any training video or any special report PDF at any time. In fact, you can download this stuff too and own it and keep it. Now, also, the minute you come in, you do have instant access to the Ask Stewart Hour podcasts. There's over 50 business coaching sessions you can listen to and learn from. Remember, that's where I don't, you know what, we'll tell you about it, but that's where I don't come and give you a webinar and teach you and train with a preformed agenda. You tell me what's ailing you. You tell me what's not working. You tell me what the opportunities are, the challenges are, and I give you real-time solutions. It's an amazing live business coaching session. More to come. You also have access to Pitch Perfect, I'll tell you about, Group 1 Secrets, Experts Library, and of course our Facebook community immediately. So there's a lot. So let's dive in. Here's week 1. Now, by the way, folks, I know you'll never be able to read all this or write down all of this, so don't do it now, but before you leave me today, make sure you download the handout. I've uploaded a handout. So you will get a printout of every single course, every video module, every special report PDF, everything you can keep, you can print, you can read if you want, so you know before you go. So you can decide if boot camp is right for you. These are the week 1 video courses. I really set the tone, I set the foundation. And what have you been in business, if you're brand new or if you've been in it for years and years and years? Let me tell you something, friends. But my purpose in boot camp is threefold. Listen up carefully. Okay? Because I know some of you have been in business as long as I have or longer. And some of you are new. So my mission is threefold. Number 1, to validate stuff you may already be doing. Number 2, to remind you of stuff you may have forgotten. And number 3, to teach a brand new method you never thought of. So there's week 1. So you can see we really allow the foundation, but we get into how to start a new group, how to win an existing group. And one of the most golden documents there is Pick the Winners with Stewart's Failsafe Group Viability Test. This group viability test, it's a 10-step check that will prevent you from making disastrous decisions, taking on groups that will never work. And of course, PDF special reports. Now, week 2, we get a little deeper. One of the biggest problems that I found is that travel professionals have a hard time controlling or managing the group leader. They don't deliver. They don't do what you need them to do. Well, I will show you. I'll give you the template to write an agreement letter. I'll show you exactly how to create a package, because in group boot camp, I urge you, I preach to you, please do not sell the off-the-shelf, bare-bones, stripped-down product, because then you know better than the internet. You'll be selling on price. You won't make the sale, and if you do, you'll be losing money, and you may not get that client again, because all they want is best price. No, you're going to create the package, because if you don't, not only are you going to get beat up on price, but number 2, your people are going to come back disappointed in their experience and disappointed in you, because you gave them the bare bones stripped down product and they missed out on a lot. I teach you how to do the package. I teach you financial intelligence, how to do the markdown, how to do the markup, things to add, how to boost group sales with suppliers. And you can see all of the PDF special reports too. These are the tools, folks. This is the stuff you've never had before that I'm giving you, and you have anytime, all the time, access to it. That's week 2. Week 3, we get even deeper, more about group leader commitment, how to control and manage the group leader, because that's what they hired you to do. They hired you to take over, to take control, to reduce their stress and risk, to add value and convenience, to transform the entire experience. That's why they picked you. And I show you how to control them and get the best productivity out of them so you have a successful group. We talk a little bit about corporate groups, and that's probably coming at the end of this year, maybe next year at the latest, where I'm going to give a whole new, because every year I add new programming, which I'll tell you about in just a second. And again, you get the templates too, you can download and keep. Finally, Ultra Week 4, avoiding group disasters. You're like, well, what's that about? Well, that's about all the things that I've seen go terribly wrong. And agents lose a lot of money, and they lose a lot of clients, they lose a lot of time. I want to help you avoid the disasters. Sometimes it's easier to tell you what not to do than what to do, because you can see what the negative consequences are first. I'll help you through it. And if you're not escorting your groups like a champ and making a lot of money doing it, then you're making really big mistakes. This is a judgment-free zone, but I'm just saying, if it's a complex group or if it's a large group, you need to be there, friends, or else you'll be sitting at home biting your nails. Oh my goodness, is this going to work? Is that going to work? And most of the time things go wrong. You need to be there, and you need to bake yourself into the package. I show you how to do that. And oh my gosh, 92 awesome things you can't forget to do. People say, you couldn't come up with 100? I couldn't. 92. Moving along, this is what I referred to before I got a little excited and almost spilled the beans on the Ask Stewart Hour. This is every other week we do a 1-hour live business coaching session. Ask me anything. If it's a challenge, it's an opportunity, I will give you live business coaching. If you came to me direct one-on-one, it's going to cost you a couple of $100s for a coaching session. If you don't have that kind of money, then join boot camp, because you'll make your money back. This will pay off for you in a month just attending a couple of these sessions. Or you can just listen, being the fly in the wall, listen to everybody else's problems and challenges. And every once in a while, I bring in a guest expert. Maybe you have been on these, because when I have a guest expert, I open it up to the entire industry. We had Mary on, a good friend of mine from Royal Caribbean. I bring on the people you need to hear from, the people who have an incredibly in-depth knowledge in an area that I may not have, so we can go direct to the source and find out more, whether it's about insurance, what about adding peripheral, things that social media, how I can help you. And this is all yours. Now, you can, as soon as you start boot camp, you can sign up for the live ones. You can see the schedule right here, and you have access to the library of over 50 of these prior recorded ones, because boot camp launched in February 2015. So you can download these. When you go for a walk, bring me along. When you're on the treadmill, bring me along. When you're on a long airplane ride, bring me along. And listen, get some wisdom from these podcasts. Now, those special guest editions, those are open to everybody. So if you don't join boot camp, please sign up for those. Pitch Perfect is brand new. I added it just 3 weeks ago. Pitch Perfect is a 5-series video set that is phenomenal. It will blow your mind. It will change the way you get in to make a pitch and how you make a pitch to make a sale. That's what it is. It's not getting the customers to sign on. That's group launch sequence. This is even before you get in the door. So module 1 is how you get in the door. The 8 essential elements, chapter 2. The 9 pre-pitch prep steps, chapter 3. And you're going to love this stuff. It's real stuff. It's not theory. It's not what you should do, but it's exactly how to do it, step by step. And then finally, the pitch, 18 awesome steps to an amazing pitch. And of course, what to do after the follow-up. See, the whole thing about boot camp is that I don't leave any one area undiscussed, untouched, untalked about. Now, I made you a promise that I'm going to give you a couple of freebies here. The first one is the handout that I've loaded up for you to download, and that gives you everything that's in boot camp. The other thing is, if you go to this website, not now, stuartlloydcohen.com/travel-agent-training, I have published there for you module 1, which is how to get in the door. Free. Come see it. You get a taste of the type of training modules that I produce in it. I hope you enjoy it. Next, group launch sequence. Now this is the stage that happens after you got the group letter agreement. It's signed. Everybody's on board. Now it's time to get people to sign up. And I can't tell you, 9 times out of 10, groups that sound great and you're all excited, all of a sudden you go launch for sale and wah. The sales don't come in, the sales don't build, so you end up having to do promotions, discounts. That's nasty stuff, man. So I teach you I put an end to that. You'll never have a group that fizzles if you follow my group launch sequence. It's a sequence of events, and one of the key things is momentum. We end up launching prices and telling everybody what the deal is. And then we try to build momentum with our marketing and our promotions. And as they say, that's bass backwards. I teach you every step how to do it the opposite way. You need to build momentum first, huge momentum, and then open up for sale. And I guarantee you that one day, that first day you open up for sale will be your biggest sale event ever, and potentially sell out. I also tell you how to do a VIP sale too. We also have the Experts Library, where I bring you even more bonus materials and I interview even more experts to bring you more real tips, tools, and templates to help you master the group business unlike you've ever before. And of course, we have a Facebook community that's closed, it's private, it's exclusive. People share best practices. It's an incredibly nourishing environment. I'm in there as well, and I'd love to see you in there too, because I think that alone you would love to be able to share and get new ideas if you're stuck. So as I begin to wrap up now, Bootcamp is the travel industry's #1 highest value, most comprehensive, most effective group training program. You will get every step, new tool and template, plus business coaching directly from me. Gone are the outdated, ineffective ways of doing groups. Begin building a bigger, better group business immediately.